If someone offers to read your book and then give you criticism, please listen to that criticism. Or else you might go to your first writers conference and, go right to the agent meetings. I feel like here at SCWC, you guys are very good about maybe telling someone in a kind way when something might not be ready. But I had gone to a thing which was more of a speed dating, and it was like a 5-page submission thing. And the first one I had was like an editor at St. Martin's, and she right away was like, yeah, there's like 2 misspellings in this. And I was just like, yeah, I guess I could have tried a little harder. Like it was that kind of thing, like, oh yeah, proofreading, that would have been good. The word count of the first draft of my second manuscript was 165,000 words. A lot of that was restaurants, and menus at restaurants and food that I really missed. But I still knew that book was better than the first one. And so I started the revision process. Some wonderful people in this room were very instrumental in that, Ara and Janice. Thank you so much. Because again, at this point, I felt like a writer. I felt like I understood plot and writing. I had my own system. But I happened to sit in as a secret shopper on one of their first Storybeats workshops. And I had an amazing breakthrough in the middle of one of those workshops, where all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, I'm still learning. And not only was I still learning, I actually found the thing that allowed me to whittle it down from 165,000 to 80,000 words. Right, and that is actually the book you see here today. This book was once double the length. Oh, thank you. But what happened at that first conference that I didn't expect, because that first conference, was expensive, and my wife at the time was like, you're paying how much? We could go on vacation. So she came with me, and we brought our dogs. And I felt a constant obligation to not stay up at things like the Rogue workshops and hang out with my wife. It took until that last night and the last day where I actually where I allowed myself to meet people, to meet other writers rather than worry about my wife at the time. My new wife is very supportive. But it took until that last night where I learned what I loved, where I met my tribe, where I met people who felt the same way. I ended up in a room with Matt and Laura Taylor. Coming to one of these conferences is the first step into meeting your tribe. For some of you who have never been to a conference before, you've come out of the darkness by writing by yourself. Maybe your friends and family have read your stuff. But until you sit in a room with other writers who know what it's like to stare at a computer for hours and still call that writing, or to put yourself out there, to put something you've been hiding for maybe a year or 2 or 5 or 10, and to finally share with people, this group of people, though you may not have met each other yet, these are your friends. And the more you can get to know this weekend, do so.